It definitely seems like I've now realized I've got a couple things of my team guys I like, of course, but from what my buddy is telling me, and just from what I'm seeing even now, when it comes to football, it seems like you want that quarterback, and it seems like the thing to do would be to damn near with every draft class that comes into the league, once they have once they're in the years of cards coming out, you want the high end. There's like tiers to these card companies and their products they offer. And for football, it seems like Prism is one of the better ones. And then beneath it, you have something called like a Optic or Spectra, and then Mosaic. It just goes down the line. But Prism for NFL seems like the shit. And of course, you would like a one of one, but it seems like if you could have something like under 25 of a particular player, people are fired up. And if you send it out and get it graded, and it could come back a perfect 10, which is kind of difficult because you look at these cards and you might think, well, nothing's bent on it. The corners are all straight and there's no dents or scratches on it. It looks good to me, but you learn that the way it's cut and the borders on the side all need to be equal. And sometimes you could look at something and could just tell, like the left side is thicker than the right, and where the design is and shit. And it's like, wow, I got a 1 of 10 card here, but you could tell it's not centered at all, and you'll never get a 10 from that. And that's what collectors want, is a 10, and a rare one. So it seems like the quarterbacks for NFL do the best money, the biggest money. That's what people really want. So this guy, he buys the fucking rookies already graded at a 10. He might spend 600 on some dude. If the guy's more popular and they're talking like he could be the big deal, he might spend up like the 1,200 or a couple bucks more for that particular card. And then it's a gamble. You hope the guy pays off. Like he has a bunch of Zach Wilsons, this guy who went like number 2 pick to the Jets, and he's already pretty much proven to be a bum. And he bought up probably 6 or 5 to 6 or even more cards of his. So those are losers. But this motherfucker also sold this LeBron James card a couple of years ago for over $700,000 that he bought. But I got my list of quarterbacks is sort of growing, but I don't have nothing, too crazy. But I got a couple things here right now. I got my best one should be coming tomorrow. I got into this break, and I got the Jacksonville Jaguars plus a few other teams I'd had, but it was random. I couldn't pick my team. I got dealt the Jags, and I got them for like $76. And they're not a bad team to have. They have a bunch of rookies, and if you could get the quarterback from that team, he was the number 1 pick a few years ago, and this year he's finally in the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence from Clemson, long blonde hair, big face, white kid. And in this break, it wasn't just this year, it was like a couple of years back also, and I got lucky and I got pulled this like one of maybe, I'm not sure, it's just 10 or 25. It's a low run though. This card is called Glass. It's like transparent where you can see through it, and it's Trevor Lawrence. The guy who was ready to break, these guys are big card collectors. He was talking earlier about how he has 50. He hopes Justin Fields from the Bears does well because he has 55 1 out of 1s of that guy. And I'm like, holy shit, the 55 1 of 1s. I'm sure they're graded decently, but really with the 101, the grade, it does matter, but not so much because it's just the one fucking card. But nonetheless, he had to spend big money on that shit, hoping he does great in the future, and he has all these great cards of his. He was trying to buy my Trevor Lawrence. I pulled. He was like, my name on there is 610 Lions fan. He was like, 610 Lions fan? I'll buy that off you. Yeah, I pay 8% of whatever the highest last, selling of it you see on eBay was. And I was like, no, that's the one that I will keep and hope that this motherfucker gets dope. And like as of right now, that would be like my top tier card at the moment. And basketball, same thing. It's like the rookies, the guys who are supposed to be dope and are dope. Those are the ones you want. But right, so yeah, fucking talk to these old heads about it, and I hear a couple of guys that I know surprise me, like, yeah, I had a wild collection from when I was younger, and I still have it. And I'm always curious, like, yeah, well, you should pull it out when you see it, and I can tell you if any of this shit's worth anything. And, I could tell you if it's, like, in good shape or not. But, man, these older cars with, like, the stars you would think people would love and it would be great, they have a little value to them, but it ain't like these new guys, man. It's like the people at the current motherfuckers. Yeah, like I was looking at these like rare Barry Sanders fucking 10 rookie cars, fucking like I'm seeing things like a $1,500 average. Oh, and it's like, damn, Barry, that's like all you're commending. Maybe like a Joe Montana auto rookie or something could be worth more, but just like the older guys, just like they don't care about winning.
Fuck them old cats.
Like right now in basketball, it was Cade Cunningham everyone was fired up to get, but he like got season-ending, like his ACL season. Watching something where this guy was selling.
So when you're buying the packs from the get-go, are you like just buying normal ass packs, or is it just like it's like these official ass fucking like if you ain't
Okay,
buying from those official brands, you ain't gonna never get no official type card type shit.
well, yeah, there's. So I have this one box that I've ever only purchased, and this was from a couple of years ago on my table here. It was a $300 box. It's called Panini Contenders Football. Um, it was $300. It had 18 packs in here and 6 cards per pack. And it says on the front, like what you're guaranteed, 5 autographs, including 1 on card. So autographs come 2 different ways on cards. They're either signed directly on the card by the player, or they're signed on like a clear or white sticker that then just gets put onto the card. And of course, the on card are more desirable. And then on the back of the box is a huge write-up in very small letters that explains everything else you could possibly find. Numbered cards, one out of this, one out of that, red, blue, green, parallels, whatever options they're offering. But this box is called a hobby box. And hobby boxes they have the better hits in them or more hits. Then there's retail, where you could go to a Wawa, not a Wawa, fucking Kmart, a Target, Barnes and Nobles, whatever, and you can buy these retail ones. Where, in most cases, you're just going to get base and corny shit. But there's rare times where someone pulls like a 1 of 1 out of a super cheap retail box, but it's very rare. And then there's this box that came out this week for football. It's called Mosaic. And then there's also terminology that's called first off the line. So you could get a box of Mosaic 2022 football hobby box first off the line, or you could get then that's a little more expensive. That's supposed to have another hit or something in it, or something rare that you could only get from that box. and then there's the box behind it that's a little less, but still outrageously priced. So this fucking Mosaic box is a higher brand, fancier, shinier card and shit. You get two. No, you get like eight, maybe eight and eight, maybe 15. I think 16 or 15 packs, and it's $900 fucking dollars. And then there's a thing you could buy that has one card in it and is like $600. And then there's these things called Immaculate and these other crazy high-end cards that come in a briefcase. And in the middle will be like 10 cards, and then there will be 1, 2, 3 individual cards also, and those are your hits out of that case. But that thing could be anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000, and you're getting like 13 cards in it. Last night I watched these motherfuckers break a case of Bowman baseball, which I guess must be the top of the line baseball type of card, and it was in the biggest box I've ever seen. It was going for like $850 is what they were asking to pick one of the teams that hopefully, you get a player out of the shit. But some guy who bought up a bunch of spots in that break for $850, at least 4 spots, so he was at like, 3,800 already. This motherfucker then bought a whole next case for himself, and the guys charged him $17,500 for this fucking case of fucking baseball cards. But this shit, I watched this shit, man. These guys, there was like 20 to 30 cards in the middle that were all pretty dope, and then there was 1, 2 other cards alone that were dope. But then there was like this fucking president signed note on a huge, like larger card looking thing. It was like Woodrow Wilson, the president. That was like one of the bigger things out of the box. And then like an invitation came along to it to show up to some event for the next year of the cards or something. And that's supposed to be like a $4,000 value or something crazy, but there's all kinds. It's crazy, and because of the popularity growing again, numbers and prices are a little goofy. But my buddy says, and I'm starting to realize too, even with these breaks, I've gotten lucky with this last one that I have coming in the mail tomorrow, and I have a couple decent ones here, but it seems like you should just buy the card you want for a Gem Mint 10. It might cost a couple bucks. Guy might end up sucking. But if he does, that's the way you do it. Instead of buying boxes and wasting your money not getting nothing. Or even like, I got a good running back one here, autograph. He's a great back. It's like 1 out of fucking 15. And my buddy's like, yeah, it was alright, but people want the fucking quarterbacks, man. And that's what you studied the buddy about. That fucking Luka Doncic I was watching the other day, on this app called Whatnot. Evan told me about it because Evan got a nice little collection going. I didn't know. He showed. I had my shitty cards even before I started rebuying now lately, sitting here on my table. And he was like, oh, your cards. And he got home and he sent me pictures of all these dope shits he had. And he said that he gets into these breaks. And I was like, yeah, I've been hearing about it and watching it, but I wasn't thinking about cards like that, but I was like, yeah, see if I can get lucky. But this app called Whatnot, I was looking at it yesterday, and this kid was selling this 9.5 Luka Gold something out of 10. He was asking $2,500 for it, and he said that he brought up like a listing that was for the card level beneath his, because there's level to the company cards and shit, because the card he has, there's no record of it being sold. So he showed a card beneath it out of 10 of Luka that sold, same condition, 9.5, that sold for like $3,500, and because his was supposedly a better card brand, he added an extra thousand. It's like this car should easily, right now be worth 43, 4,500 bucks, and I just want 25. So you buy it, you're already making money. And I was considering it, and I showed it to homeboy, and he's like, "Yeah, that's not a bad one to get, man." And then he told me a story. He was like, "I bought a bunch of Lucas," and he said I had this one, and I sold it like a year or so ago. He said I made some money on it, but he was like, "Man, I wish I kept it." He said because right now it's like up at 100 grand. And I'm like, what? This guy had a car that was right now it's like selling for 100 grand, and maybe he sold it 2 years ago for like 3 or 4 thousand. So it seems like the big names in basketball, especially if they're rookies or the really popular guys
The new young
in the
guys.
league. Yep, the young guys.
This kid Trey's, the dude from Atlanta Hawks, he's probably got, well, he's not that good. He's not as good
Well,
as
yeah, that's
the Red
crazy
Bull.
because you would think Trey is dope, but and he has a market, but yeah, he's not. Like right now, I wish I knew these guys' names, man. It would have been Cade Cunningham, but he tore his ACL, so his stock dropped a little. He plays for the Pistons, but then there's like a guy for Cleveland's team that a rookie that is balling, and people want him right now. Then people, of course, they want the super rare LeBrons, and they want the rare Kobe's, they want the Lucas, they want the Greek Freak. They might want Boston light skin dude, and of course Steph. All that shit. Right? It's the rookies, man, and it's the rookies who become something for basketball, and it's the fucking quarterbacks. It seems like for the NFL. But it's wild. The old guys, like, I'm watching this dude breaking these cards last night, and these people spend such wild money. And, like, I had one guy last night in this baseball Bowman card break. He spent at least $4,000 for the first break of this box, and then he bought the whole next box they had for himself for $17,500. And all these guys are selling everything for profit. And if he has that type of money, he could have got that box himself. I'm sure it was limited and hard to get, and with anything that people really want now, people buy them all up, and now they're all gone. And if you want them, you're going to pay extra. But I'm sure that type of guy, if he spent $20,000 last night on cards, it's like, dude, you could have bought your own case probably for less, or you should be spending that money buying the individual dope cars you actually want. Like, you got the money to do it, and maybe they are doing that, but it's crazy. You see people throwing around sometimes. I was the most highest one I was in. It was $350 for me to have the Lions, and there was a break of expensive ass stuff, and I got nothing. It was like one of the rare ones. I didn't get anything, and it's surprising because the Lions draft class for this year is stacked. There's like 4 great rookies on this team right now. But if you have fucking to have some of these guys, and you watch, they have a product of their own store. And there's also levels to that. Like this one, it seemed like the biggest breakers I watch on this app. They're called Backyard Hits, and they have this product called Flamethrower. Flamethrower Light. It's like $450. You get one card. You don't know what it's going to be. Then they have like a $700 level. I forget maybe what they call that, or maybe it's like a $900 level. And then after that, they have a $1,400 level, and that $1,400 one is called the Flamethrower Crown. And it's like these guys putting a card in a box themselves, and selling it. And sometimes it's worth it. Most of the time they're rated already and shit. But I don't know. I'm never gonna buy that shit because I feel like if they opened up a box and they had a great card that they would want to keep, why are they putting it in this? Like it has to be either a card when it's not graded, they could tell it won't be a 10, or if it is something like a 10 that I have seen come out of some of those, it's not like the most desirable. It's like from a shittier company. It's never a one-on-one perfect 10. But this guy last night, he spent so much money, and they offered him 2 free of these Flamethrower crowns. And out of the one, he got a Karl Malone rookie card. It was an 8. With these older cards, it's hard for him to get a 10. He got an 8, and everyone was sad and making fun of him. And in my mind, I was like, hey, Karl Malone was great. That's a nice looking card. And then he got like some other type of
Karl
fucking.
Malone rookie card.
Then he got like some other type of older card that came out of 7.
John
And
Stockton.
actually, that's exactly who it was. That's crazy. You nailed it. It was actually John Stockton, and it was like I was like, man, he's just this kid, man. But the guy was like, damn, he felt bad because the guy running the show, he felt bad because he was like, man, I was hoping I could get you something better than that. Yeah, it's wild, man. It's like you go to eBay. eBay seems like the place. And if you would know what you wanted, you go right there, and if it's there, you can buy it. But it's a big money hanging now. But, see, look, now right here, I don't know if this will sell. I'm gonna watch it and see if it does sell. Someone has that glass card I have coming in the mail. Someone has that on eBay for $2,000 or best offer. So I'm gonna watch it. See if it ever sells. It'll let me know. Let's see. I'll search for. How these goes. Young basketball player is. Let's look at some Lucas for the hell of it. Luka Doncic. I'm gonna type in Prism. Prism seems like the brand you want. Panini Prism. Here's just a base card of his. Nothing special about it, just a regular base. That's a 10 rookie card. Someone's trying to get $450 for it. Let me see. Let me switch this to highest price first. thought I could set it to, here we go, highest price plus shipping first. So I was asking $2 million for this fucking 2018 Gem Mint 10 Prism Select Courtside Luka Doncic Zebra rookie card. This guy got $2 million on that bitch. Well, you might buy it, talk about, but the next one, 1,500,000. Next one beneath that, 104,000. This is 9.5 out of 10. 99,000, 77,000, 69,000, 60, 60, 59, 58. This 58 got 4 cards with it though. But yeah, it's crazy, man. See if I can look at it, if I can bring up what has sold. I thought there was an option to see sold. I'm not seeing it. So here we go, sold items. Alright, one sold on the 7th for 17 grand. And this is a fucking card, a number 10 that is out of 299. So there's 298 other ones out there. Probably not 10s, but I'm sure a good portion of those could be 10s. That shit sold for 17 grand. There's one for 14 grand, 13 grand, 13 grand, 13 grand, 12 grand. So that's crazy. Out of 299, sold for $17,000. That's like one of the highest numbered lists you'll see. For Luka. Probably should have bought that fucking $2,500 one the other day. And just held on to it. But then, see there, like that card I was looking at was a 1 out of 10. But this other company being a bigger name that people seem to want more, this 1 out of 299 sold for $17,000. Like 1 out of 10, you think that one would be more desirable than that fucking 1 of 299. It wasn't an ugly card, it was gold and shiny. Cool picture on it. Ooh, I don't want you on my couch. Still mad at your ass. This fucking bitch, man. I let her sleep with me. About a week ago, in the middle of the night, I wasn't that tired. I was fucking hungry as shit. Left her in my bedroom, closed the door, came down here and munched a little bit. Came back up there. She pissed in my bed. I fucking, I have this protective covering on my shit that I had to buy to have this warranty for my bed. And it's wonderful, man. Don't know dust allergens or liquid or nothing to get through this shit. So It was whack because I had to rip everything off my bed, and I didn't have any clean other shit at the moment, so I just had to sleep on my naked bed. Threw her out, whatever. But I realized it was my fault. I locked her in there. Why she had to do it in bed, I don't know. She had to do it on the floor. But then, like 3 nights ago, same type of deal. I'm up, I'm hungry, but this time I left the door open. Come down here, I fix myself a PB and J. I'm munching on some snacks. I'm surprised she didn't come down right away when she heard these bags rustling. But then she does come down. I give her a couple, a little something what I'm eating. Say to her, come on, let's go upstairs. She comes right along with me, like everything's fine. Turn on my light. Piss in my bed again.
Why is she pissing in the bed of all
I
places?
don't, yeah, and it's like I said, the first time I left the door closed, whatever. Like, okay, my fault. This time the door's left open, and you came down, but you came down a little later. Why didn't you come down right away? I don't know, but yeah, what the fuck are you doing? So now it's just, you're done, you're done. You're never in my bed again. It was probably a good thing. Like, but no, you're no more bed. And I haven't let her fucking get on the couch with me either because I've been mad at her. And she been snuck up here behind me fucking without me knowing like a fucking ninja. But yeah, man, fucking pissed in my shit again. Came down and it's
So who
crazy because I
pisses in
like,
the bed? They know better than pissing in the
yeah,
bed.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
their bed. Anywhere is like
yeah,
sleep action. It's like, why?
yeah, yeah.
Are you getting old and fucking senile that you don't know fucking what's right and wrong no more, bitch?
I,
How you can't
I
piss and
can't
shit
call it.
in your
The
fucking
only thing,
sleep?
the
Jesus
only thing I could
Christ.
think of is like, right, because
Even when they gotta
fucking
use the bathroom, they normally get like down
that
and
let
piss on
us.
the floor or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You would think, but this is what I think could be the reason. And man, that asshole buddy, like throughout his whole life, like throughout his whole life, man, I would like let them crash with me, whatever. I get up, they normally get up out the bed too. Everything's cool and fine. But I'm telling you, buddy, his whole life, me running around more when I was younger, like now I'm pretty much here all the time. But fucking when Buddy was a puppy and throughout the years I would be out a lot, run around. Maybe, you're around so you're helping out. But I would come home so often and be like dead tired and just pop in my bed to go to sleep and would be like so tired that I either do fall asleep or just right before I'm about to knock out, I'm smelling something. And it's like, it's no longer wet because this motherfucker must have did it earlier. But Buddy would like piss on my pillows all the time, dude. And like I was constantly buying pillows and fucking shit and whooping his ass. And then it would be never when I was there. So then I would leave and I would like close my door, right? I'm not home, my door's closed. And then I come home. Maybe I'm crashing at maybe I'm still at Lehman's apartment also too. Maybe I'm over there for a day or two. I come back home and it appears like my door is closed again, or maybe now it's open. I don't think nothing of it. I lay on it. I'm definitely sure it was while I came back and it was closed too. And I would come back and I would lay there and I'm like, I can smell. And then I look and I can see this dried stain on my shit. And it's like, this shit has been cleaned. My door was closed. I am here. I'm like, what the fuck is opening my door? I get in here, piss on my shit, and then close my door again. Like, what the fuck? And then even when I had him, he was living here with me. A couple times it happened too, man. Like he's like the piss on the bed master. And all I could think of is like, why is that? It's I think we go pee or something, but he would do it on my pillows. Lulu was doing it like damn near in the spot where Mike Johnson would be. Like you go tinkle or something at night, and then you come back in bed and maybe you're dripping still, or you got a little moisture drip on the front of your boxers, and you lay down, and now your pee aroma, whether it's a little drop or just a rub, it's there. And I'm wondering if that's what it is, the smell of that. But still, no, the fact that my door is open for this motherfucker. And she just did it the other day, and I sort of yelled at her and didn't feed her the way she normally gets fed, but I wasn't too harsh because it was my fault for having the door closed. This last time, I don't get it at all.
Fuck that. She didn't attempt to get out.
No,
When
no,
she
yeah, she
attempted to
got, she,
get
yeah,
out and
yeah,
then
yeah,
got
she
back
came
in the
down.
bed, she fucking thinks that shit's okay. I would have fucking.
Well, you know
I
what? When
definitely would
she
have
came,
spanked her
when
on her
she
ass a little
came,
bit.
yeah, she
Get
did,
a
she did,
slap to the
yeah,
ass.
she definitely got a shot for that because when she came down,
Fuck.
I was surprised she didn't come down longer. When she came down after the fact, when I went up there and saw the shit, she seemed to be a little timid when she came down. Like she came down and she came into the kitchen, but she's moving
I
slow,
just
like.
pissed in your bed, nigga.
And then after the treats and shit that I had ate myself and gave her, she just like forgot about it because definitely was like, okay, come on, we're going back
Yeah,
upstairs to
you gave
bed.
her
She like
treats
took
and then
off
you
running,
found
you
out
know.
that, oh,
Yeah, yeah, she like took off
surprise,
running.
bitch, got treats for peeing in the bed.
Yeah,
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 bitch.
yeah,
She finessed
yeah.
the shit out of it.
And then I
Oh,
fucking got there and I was like,
shit.
what the fuck? I gave her a good shot.
Bitch, throw
Boom.
them
It's like, that's it. I was
bitch,
like, you are never in my fucking bed again. And I'm sticking the fuck to it, goddamn it. Even violate it. This ain't happening no motherfucking more.
why
You
you
are
piss in
out.
my bed? I'm kicking your ass.
Yeah, she's out. Lou's out.
I'm pulling out the belt
I was
right
like,
now.
this fish ain't getting no more. This fish ain't getting no wet food for like a week. She ain't gonna cuddle up on the couch or nothing with me. And what's she doing right now? And snuck up behind my ass. Yeah, she's there.
Rotten ass dogs.
Yeah, that buddy. I didn't understand what the heck he was doing. I don't know if the funk from my drool on the pillow or what, but it was like, when it would happen, it would be on the pillow. And it would always like have tried out. And I don't know, I just come in there, it's dark, I ain't thinking about nothing. I lay down. Oh, what the? What? Oh, not a. Dude, I bought so many pillows behind that fucking doll. Oh, oh, fuck. I don't play none of this shit.
Yeah, I hopped on some DayZ. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Yeah. I turned it on in the last hour like 3 different times. Because I'm like, let me see what's going on. Oh, still sick and it's raining nighttime. Alright, log off. Get back on. Well, let me go to town and try to make a fire, eat some food, so then I could go make this trek to the hospital. And I got a bunch of shit on me that I need to put away, but my food and water is going down so fast that I need food. I need to make a fire to get dry. I don't have the tools to make a fire. I'm sure I could find it in town, but all my guns are loud. I have no melee. And Z start fucking with me, I'll have to pop off to draw some attention. Because my health and food is low and I'm sick, these Z's smack me up. I could get killed by the fucking Z's. It's like, I don't feel like fucking with it right now. There wasn't many people on. It was like 12 when I looked, but I want to see like 3 or 4 for this moment for me. To make the noise I might have to make. Make a fire, kill some animals, cook some food, put some of the shit away that I have on me, and then go to the hospital. And hope for some fucking Tetra. There was none there the last time. Crazy, like I still haven't looked up because I forgot about it, but throughout my social media looking, my Facebook, my Twitter, Instagram, fucking TikTok, YouTube, I'm looking at the Google articles all the time. Shit. I've not seen a single fucking 10 block rest in peace or death related story. God damn, Jackson. You see this fucking thirst trap Jackson put up 39 minutes ago?
Yeah, her ass is the worst.
God damn.
Oh, is she gon' let me slide?
God damn. Fucking feeling bad about the other two things I did. Possibly not even the Green Mama, but fucking one person in the site. Let me say something to this motherfucker though. You know, he's my little homegirl, man. Give me some of them cheeks.
Black people dance so good. Yeah. Oh, you getting it. Jesus Christ.
I remember when I
Some
was
shit
younger,
called.
maybe just sitting around the house or like an MTV song would come on or a theme song to a show that might have been cool. I might have been moving a little bit in front of Pauline, and she would always be like, you know, you're good. You have such great rhythm. Basically, saying like you hit the beat every time. I remember having no fear when my Uncle Gary first got married to his first wife. They formed like a line, and people were dancing and going, and here I came through like, yeah, couldn't wait to get out there. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I ain't fucking danced in fucking public since probably. I feel like I'd be at home and shit, playing some music, and I don't know no current moves or nothing, but I feel like, you know, I still, you know, I know what, you know, how to move to a beat. Even if it's your first time here, you know what's going to happen next normally. And then you see some of these people, mostly white folks, who are just doing the craziest thing and off beat like a motherfucker. I remember one time asking cousin Stevie to teach me some things. I remember when the Running Man, like the Roger Rabbit, was a thing. I was like, how do you do that? It's Steve and I are out front, and he's fucking teaching me. I'm sure the first couple ones I did, wish I was recording that shit. That shit had to look funny as hell. That was definitely fourth grade at Jefferson because I was actually Me and this kid Mark Crable were buddies, and we were having a talent show, and I wanted to be in that shit. I said to Mark, "Yo, let's sign up for a talent show. Let's dance." And he was like, "All right." And we put together this goofy fucking kid and play like almost fucking dance routine in the backyard of that apartment we lived at 922 Walnut. And I remember telling Mom all about it and had to walk over the bridge with Mark. It was probably like 5 or 6, 7 in the afternoon or something at the school. It was after school, something special. We're up there on the stage. It comes our turn. We start doing our goofy dance. Mom didn't show up. She wasn't. I was just there by myself and Mark taking it. But that's definitely why. Before that, I remember asking Steven, like, "Yo, I need to learn some shit, man." Come on, 7 o'clock.
Is there a game on?
No, I'm waiting for this dude to come by and do something. It says 7.